kids, how are you today? I'm Aunty Philly, and today, in celebration of Black History Month, we'll be learning about a woman called Rosa Parks. Have you heard of her before? No? Not to worry, because we'll be learning all about her in this lovely book written by Elizabeth Kaiser and illustrated by Marta Antello. Are you ready? Let's begin. Rosa grew up near Montgomery, Alabama, with her mother, brother, and grandparents. She was very little and very brave, and she always tried to do what was right. When she was young, Rosa's grandparents told her stories about slavery, when Black people weren't free to live like other people. Slavery was over, but times were still hard for Rosa and her family. Black people were treated very badly and told that they were not equal to white people. Every day, Rosa watched the school bus go by, taking white children to their big school. It didn't stop for her. She had to walk a long way to the one-room school that was just for Black children. Rosa knew this wasn't right. She knew she was a regular person, just as good as anyone else. Lots of times, she had to make sure that other people knew it too. When Rosa grew up and got a job in the city, she couldn't use the same doors, lifts, bathroom, or water fountains as white people. She could ride the bus, but she had to sit at the back. Her life was full of rules that she knew weren't right. Rosa fell in love with a man named Raymond, who was trying to change the rules to be more fair and equal. Soon, Rosa started working too, trying to get more rights for Black people and help for those who were treated badly. She worked day after day, even when it seemed like nothing would ever change. On her way home from the city one day, a bus driver told Rosa to stand up so a white person could take her seat. She was sick of rules that she knew were wrong. She thought, enough, and she said, no. Rosa was taken to jail. She wasn't scared because she knew that what she was fighting for was right. When Rosa came home that night, she talked with her friends and family about what to do. She decided to keep fighting no matter how hard it would be. Black people all over the city heard what had happened to Rosa. They thought, enough. Rosa inspired them to stop riding the buses until the rules changed. So they walked to school and to work and to the shops in all kinds of weather. Rosa traveled the country from New York to San Francisco to convince other people to join the fight. Finally, after 1 year, the Supreme Court decided that treating Black people differently to white people on buses was wrong. The rules were going to change. It was no longer safer for Rosa to live in Alabama, so she moved to Detroit and fought for fair schools, jobs, and houses for Black people. She fought for voting rights, women's rights, and the rights of people in prison. When Rosa was an older woman, she was given awards and told she was a hero. But she knew who she was. a regular person, just as good as anyone else. And she had work to do. This is a summary of the story of Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks was an American activist and one of the most important figures in the civil rights movement. The grandchild of former slaves, she grew up with her mother, brother, and grandparents on a small farm outside of Montgomery, Alabama, where she faced mean and unfair treatment because of her skin color. She regularly resisted with bravery and dignity. It wasn't until she met her husband, Réhum Parks, that she learned about activism. At 30, she became a leader in the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP, in Montgomery, and began working to end inequality. When she was 42, Rosa was taken from a bus and jailed because she refused to give her seat to a white person. Her arrest brought the black people of Montgomery together to demand change, and she helped lead them in a year-long boycott of the buses. Rosa's actions and hard work helped establish the civil rights movement. They also cost her family their jobs and safety. They moved north to Detroit, where Rosa was dismayed to find that great inequality persisted. She remained an activist for the rest of her life, helping many people and inspiring countless others with her bravery, dignity, and determination in the ongoing fight for human equality. The end. Did you like that story? I think Rosa Parks was a wonderful woman. What do you think? Want to find out more about Rosa Parks? She has written a book about her life called I Am Rosa Parks by Rosa Parks and James Haskins. You could also try these. I Am Rosa Parks by Brad Meltzer. Who Was Rosa Parks by Yona Zeldis McDonald. And if you're near the Henry Ford Museum in Michigan, you could even visit the famous Rosa Parks bus. Martin Luther King Jr. Written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vergara and illustrated by May Lee Degnan. Little Martin was a spiritual boy from Atlanta who came from a long line of preachers. His dad was a preacher, his uncle was a preacher, his grandfather was a preacher. Maybe he'd become a great preacher too. One day, a friend invited him over to play. Martin was shocked when he was asked to leave because he was black. That day, he realized something terrible was going on. This terrible thing was called segregation. It meant that public places like restaurants and buses had separate spaces for black and white people. Martin and his friend were sent to different schools. Martin believed that one shouldn't remain silent or accept something if it's wrong. He promised himself that when he grew up, he'd fight injustice with the most powerful weapon of all, words. Martin studied at universities in Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts, where he read about Mahatma Gandhi, the man who had improved the lives of millions of Indians with peaceful methods of protest. When he finished his studies, Martin moved to Alabama and became the pastor of a church in Montgomery. Every Sunday, from his pulpit, he encouraged his congregation to speak up about things that mattered. One evening, a woman called Rosa was arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a white man on a bus. Martin asked the people in his community not to take the bus again until the law was changed. Many citizens were inspired by Rosa's story and Martin's words. Suddenly, buses were almost empty. They stayed empty for more than a year until segregation on Montgomery's buses finally ended. It was the first major civil rights action in America, but not the last. Martin encouraged people all over the country to stand up for their rights and join in with peaceful protest. They were often attacked, and Martin was arrested 29 times, but he and his followers never fought back with force. He knew that hate can't drive out hate, only love can. Martin helped to organize a protest march on Washington, where he gave a life-changing speech. It began with 4 simple yet powerful words: I have a dream. The next year, Martin became the youngest person to win the Nobel Peace Prize. The next year, Martin became the youngest person to win the Nobel Peace Prize. His words of hope, peace, and justice called a nation to change its laws and make them equal for everyone. And if you listen to your heart, you can still hear little Martin asking you to keep his dream alive. A dream of a world where we are judged by our character and not by the colour of our skin. Now, here's a summary of the life of Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born Michael in Atlanta, Georgia, but later changed his name to Martin. Growing up in a family of pastors, Martin quickly learned to tell the difference between right and wrong. His happy childhood gave him what he later called a strong determination for justice and an optimism that cut through the segregated world he was born into. When he was old enough to leave home to go to university, he combined studies of religion with the teachings of Gandhi, a leading activist who chose to protest with peaceful demonstration and not violence. Martin learned from this and discovered that his writing and speeches were the best way to change people's hearts and minds. One of his first opportunities to do so was as a pastor of the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. There, his passionate sermons inspired a new sense of hope. At the same time, he also became the leader of the first African-American non-violent demonstration started by Rosa Parks, known as the bus boycott. The protest lasted 382 days, and following that time, the Supreme Court of the United States declared that both Black and white Americans should ride the buses as equals. Over the next 10 years, Martin travelled more than 6 million miles, catching the attention of the world with his dream, where children would not be judged by the colour of their skin, but by the content of their character. Martin's dream continues to inspire us to action today. The end. Did you like that story? I did too. Bye-bye. And today, in celebration of Black History Month, we will be singing a song about loving everybody, regardless of skin colour. If I've been to your school recently, you may remember this song. If so, just sing along. Are you ready? Let's begin. We're all different colours, but it doesn't matter. We must show each other love always. And that's it. Shall we sing it again together? Okay, let's go line by line. So, repeat after me. We're all different colours.
We're all different colours.
But it doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter.
We must show each other.
We must show each other.
Love always.
Love always.
And don't forget to make a lovely heart shape to represent love. Can you show me your heart? Brilliant. Let's go again. We're all different colours.
We're all different colours.
But it doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter.
We must show each other.
We must show each other.
Love always.
Love always.
Well done. Let's go again. And don't forget your actions. We're all different colours, but it doesn't matter. We must show each other love always. We're all different colours, but it doesn't matter. We must show each other love always. We're all different colours, but it doesn't matter. We must show each other love always. And again, we're all different colours, but it doesn't matter. We must show each other love always. Well done, everybody. Brilliant singing. Bye-bye. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.